On air is Disposition. This is Gagarin. Let's go. I don't recall such disagreements between the EU and the USA as we see today, and all to almost the same tunes. Everyone wants to verbally end the fighting in Europe, yet they've managed to conceptually diverge on methods. Scandals, unscheduled summits, the idea of peacekeepers, and mood swings like Macron's. Politicians even get offended that they're supposedly not invited or not invited properly to the negotiation table, and not by the right people. All this nonsense is discussed as it's the essence. As if at the same time, thousands aren't dying in the Independent.
There was a time when many thought wars would forever be a thing of the past. Humanity dreamed that the 21st century would be one of creation, cooperation, and peace. A century where military forces would only face each other at friendly army games. Unfortunately, reality turned out to be harsher. For some powerful figures, war is a more profitable business than peace, and the lives of ordinary people mean nothing to them. We see how, instead of a belt of good neighborliness on Belarus's western borders, our former allies from the anti-Hitler coalition persistently draw an arc of instability. The conclusion is clear. We need to be strong, be vigilant, and strengthen the state's defense capabilities as much as possible, which we constantly do.
We must not overlook that the polarization and divergence of the West now concern anything but the troops at the borders of the Allied state. There seems to be no reduction in military contingents nearby. The Polish president has already stated that he received assurances from the U.S. President's Special Representative Kellogg that the U.S. will not reduce its presence in Poland. Now there's talk of establishing a permanent Washington military base called Fort Trump. The idea isn't new, dating back to Donald Trump's first presidential term, but neighbors know how to achieve the worst. Therefore, the Belarusian army is preparing for the most unpredictable scenarios. Combat category number 1, quality. The focus is on it and the Sky Guardians on Soviet complexes, S-300. Recently, they conducted a field exercise to explore advanced air attack defense techniques.
Everyone in the crew must know what they're doing, where they're running, and what functions they perform. Because if even one person falls out, the combat work won't succeed. The machines are very mobile, very agile. They are among the most modern complexes. Here is our S-300 missile system. The tactical technical characteristics allow detecting targets up to 190 kilometers away, tracking up to 6 targets with 12 missiles simultaneously. Switching the division to combat mode takes no more than 5 minutes.
Heavyweights like the S-300, S-400 don't operate today without cover from drone strikes or sabotage reconnaissance groups. It's irrational to use powerful missiles on small, cheap UAVs. For these purposes, anti-aircraft installations are often used.
It's used against air targets and infantry. Also effective against lightly armored vehicles. Against drones, they achieve parameters like speed, angle of climb, dive, so the sight automatically leads.
As the special military operation in Ukraine shows, success on the battlefield primarily comes from individual soldier competencies, high quality in large quantity. This principle is implemented in Belarus, where the army continues to check combat readiness. Reservists are now, you could say, retraining for combat.
There's a modern approach now. Instructors work with us. They show new tactical techniques, tactical actions relevant in modern combat. Undoubtedly, it's useful. Our Belarusian army isn't standing still. It's also developing in the modern rhythm.
Many experts claim that spring 2025 will be a decisive stage in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The pendulum of confrontation can swing either way. And importantly, it can either decrease or increase its range. It's crucial for Belarus to remain in a safe zone. How to achieve this, no one probably knows for sure. Except for our military on the training grounds, who simply take action and make peace every day.